Okay, brakes. This brake system is an actual back axle, this is a front axle, and back axle of a real truck. So everything on it represents real things on the real truck. And I want to explain how this works. There is a big spring inside of this brake chamber that is so strong, if you ever pull this bolt off, it will shoot through your heart and kill you. It will kill you. A lot of people have been killed by the spring. Don't ever take one apart. The way it works is these brakes remain on all the time unless the air is on. The air turns off the brakes. The spring keeps the brakes on except for your steer axle. Steer axles are never allowed to have a spring brake because they don't ever want your front axles locking up, because then you have no control of the vehicle. That's why this one is spinning. And so this is the air tank. This is the air compressor on the truck. And the air governor cutout on this cuts in at approximately 100 psi. It turns on. It turns off at approximately 125. If you're in between those two numbers, it will not charge or decharge. You have to press the brake to let air out for it to get below 100 for the air compressor to turn on. So that is something to remember. When you press the brakes, this S-cam turns, this right here comes out, okay? And it makes these pads press against the drum. It's done with this. This is an S-cam. This is the most common type. This is this shaft. When you press the brake, this push rod and slack adjuster comes out, spreading these brake pads apart, pressing the brakes. That is how the system works. Opposite of electricity, you turn on the air to turn off the brakes, except for the steer axle. The foot brake, or the service brake, is the only brake that controls all the brakes on the truck. Every brake on the truck is controlled by the foot brake or the service brake. This is a service brake chamber. This brake chamber is a spring brake chamber and a service brake chamber. So when you press the brake, this part of the brake chamber, which is this part, actually applies the brakes also. So that is the emergency low air alarm, which comes on at approximately 60 psi. When you're losing air, first that will come on. That's an emergency. Pull your freaking truck over because you're about to crash. Your brakes are going to lock up. First thing that happens if you have a leak in the trailer, your tractor protection valve is going to protect your tractor drive wheels, which is this parking brake button, from locking up. So the first thing that happens is this one will pop out via the tractor protection valve. When that pops out, your trailer wheels lock up. You can still drag the trailer off the road. So this is the tractor protection valve, not this. This is your spring brakes control for your trailer. This is your spring brakes control for your tractor. Now, the air tank has a pop-off valve in case the governor isn't working properly on your air compressor. At approximately 150 psi, this valve right here, go ahead and get a close-up. This is called the pop-off valve. This lets the air out of the brake chamber so it doesn't explode the system and explode your air lines. So that is the last safety feature to stop the air. So governor cut in 100, governor cut out approximately 125, air compressor pop-off valve approximately 150, tractor protection valve. The alarm comes on approximately 60. It's usually a light and a buzzer, just like on here. Service brake controls all the brakes on the truck. Yellow parking brake controls the spring brakes on the tractor only. The red parking brake only controls the spring brakes on the trailer. So that pretty well wraps it up. This is your glad hands. This is what hooks the air to the trailer. So if you're ever not sure which one of your lines is your trailer brake, you can press the brake with these buttons pushed in and air, well, no, you can push this in and air will come out of the red side. That's how you can tell if it's not colored which one is your trailer spring brake control. Any questions?